Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is. We are back again, and it's time for the Tuesday banger. It's time for the Tuesday banger, y'all. That's a lock. It's time for the Tuesday banger, and I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start my videos off, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out there working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out there with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to listen to in the mornings, and I promise y'all, it's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. The only thing I ask, I just need y'all to do one thing, and that's just stay out the way. That's it, man. And we gonna stay out the way, man, because we don't got no time to be going to jail, man. That's why we staying out the way, man. We just don't have time for that, man. When you go to jail or go to prison, your whole life changes, man. Your whole life changes. You probably lose a job. You probably lose a girlfriend, wife, anything, man. A lot of people is not with doing this time with people, man. You got a lot of people that's, you know, they feel like they so like indebted to people, you know, like that's why people feel guilty to do time with people, man. But I'm letting you know now, it's starting to wear out. People are starting to get tired of holding us down, man. We got to stop going to jail, man. Leaving that responsibility on these people, man, because people getting tired of it, man. We going to stay out of the way, man, because your life changes, man, when you mess up, man. I'm just trying to stop y'all from messing up, man. Do the right thing, man. Change who you hanging with, man. Stop going to those same places that you know you're going to end up getting in trouble at, man. Change up everything for 2026 if you want to survive and stay out the way and remain out here with your family. Listen to me, man, because if you don't, man, you're not going to make it to see the rest of 26. You're going to either be in jail or the graveyard, man. I'm trying to save y'all, man. So just tighten up and just stay out the way for me, y'all. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is the Tuesday banger game. So what I need y'all to do with this one, like, share, subscribe this one, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. What? It's time for business. It's time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called She Picked the Wrong One. Part 1. Crazy story, man. Y'all already know how I go in penitentiary. Everything is bananas in there. Pause. But for the most part, man, penitentiary is penitentiary, man. Like, I have seen it all in there, man. So, like, I'm at the point now in my bid, like, coming to a situation, man, like situations where I don't understand. I kind of play the cool guy role, man, because sometimes, like, when you just try to be too thirsty and too greedy or too eager to do something, man, it always backfire on you, man. Kind of like, I was kind of taught to wait your turn. I'm that type of guy, man. Like, sometimes you gotta, you know what I mean, put your foot down a little bit, or sometimes you might gotta intervene a little bit, man. But in prison, man, like, patience is a thing that you must learn, man, or you can end up late behind these situations, man. So for the most part, I'm chilling right now, y'all. So with that being said, though, we are on Susses 2 for this one, y'all. We are on Susses 2. Man, I can remember being in 3D for this one, man. And I'm in 3D and I'm doing good around this time, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like situations has came and situations has left, man. But like, for the most part, man, I'm getting to the bag a little bit in this part at this particular time, man. And I'm getting the la-la, man. Like, this is when I first this is when I first started getting the la-la over there. And I had a good play set up, man. I didn't really have to get my hands dirty. I just had to pay a couple of people that helped out with making this play happen. And I was straight, man. The person I was dealing with was Rudy, the one from Stories from the Can. Like, y'all might hear about times when I was telling y'all there's certain stories when this was going on, but this was going on around this time as well, man. And like, I was doing good. The whole pod knew me and my roommate was doing good. Like, everybody was winning. You know what I mean? Like as far as who I was around, like, we was in there trying to get to that bag. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was our whole mission in that pod, and everybody knew it. Now, we all end up going to the hole in the future in that pod. But before that, around this time right here, we had it jive a little lit. I ain't gonna lie. And dudes had to respect it. Like, we ain't had no problems. We ain't had to go through none of this, man. But like, with all this going on, y'all already know in 3D, man, like, I had to play the role of blending in. I had to kind of blend in and kind of like just make sure that I'm doing all the right things so I can get away with all this mischief I was doing. You know what I mean? So around this time right here, I am working a job in a pod, man. Like I have a job and I do what I want to do when I want to do it. Basically, man, when it came to that job, like the job was basically, you know, I'll come out and clean, I'll do me, you know what I mean, at night shift or whatever the case. But it was basically just for me to be able to run around and go to the different parts of the whole. Cause y'all know 3D was a part of the whole. We was the only population pod. It was 3 other pods, one next door to us and the 2 downstairs was the whole, was segregation. So like my job was just where I could just run around, do what I needed to, because in the businesses I was in, getting to the bag, like a lot of my customers, a lot of my plucks was coming from the hole. So I had to be able to move around and be able to take care of my business myself. Now I could have gave somebody the play and let them go handle the dudes in the hole, but I used to like handling that myself because around this time on Susses, you have to wait for your money to be sent to you. Like you have to trust that nobody's gonna buckle you for one. Then you're gonna take losses because people might buckle you, man. Like that's just how it was back then. So I'm being extra cautious around this time, man. So like 3D wasn't a crazy pod. 3D, like it had the red team in there. It had Richmond dudes in there. It had Portsmouth dudes in there. Norfolk, we was in there. It was a bunch of different dudes in there. You know what I mean? For the most part, everybody was getting along. It wasn't no BS going on. Dudes was gambling. Dudes was chilling out the way, messing with the la-la, trying to do them. That's all everybody was doing in there. So it was this other dude, man. We're going to call him Zoe, man. Now, I ain't going to say what city Zoe was from, man, because Zoe was wild, man. Zoe was kind of wild, but we're going to call him Zoe, man. He was like a dude that kind of, he had that young look to him. You know what I mean? He still had that young look to him, but he was still in his middle 20s. But he looked young, still had a full head of waves. You know what I mean? Kept his stuff together. You know, like he was a regular looking type of young dude, but he was older than me at this particular moment. He was like in his late 20s, middle 20s, something like that. I knew he was older than me, but he was actually in the pod too, and he got along with people, and he used to try to make little moves and stuff like that. But every time he would make moves, his moves would be like, he'll get the package. Like I think his baby mom or somebody like that used to bring him. It probably was his mom. I used to see him in the visiting room with his mom sometimes. But he would pop up with the package, and like when he pop up with the la-la, like it always was weird when he pop up because he would pop up like with the la-la like on his birthday or Christmas or something like that, like or when he get a visit on his birthday or Christmas, like that's when he would have it. He wouldn't have it all times, but like when he would get it, everybody would be like, yo, you know they say Zoe got it. So I knew Zoe from working in the night shift. Like I knew him from working out in the pod. We knew each other from that. We really didn't kick it in the pod. Like when he wanted la-la, he would buy la-la from me though, and I would give him deals or whatever. But when dudes would tell me Zoe got the la-la, like it was just always weird with him, man. Like I'll be like, I used to hate dealing with him because see, like only time he would have it is the times I wouldn't have it. Like I say, his birthday and Christmas and stuff like that. So he got the la-la. So dudes tell me he got the la-la. So I'm like, yo, I tell his roommate, I'm like, yo, tell Zoe, I said, holler at me when he finished. So Zoe slept in cell 10, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, tell him to holler at me when he finished. So he, all right, Zoe had to cut up. So he finally emerged. So when he come out, he come to my cell. So when he come to my cell, he's super lit off the la-la. You know what I mean? He one of these type of dudes. He like, yeah, look, I ain't got a lot for sale. That'd be the first thing come out of his mouth. Yeah, I ain't got a lot for sale, but look though, you can buy this right here. I'm trying to sell a spoon. You want to buy a whole spoon? I'm like, nah, I just want a couple of feezies because the truth is I was waiting for something too in a couple of days. So I'm like, nah, I just want a couple of feezies, bro. Like, he was like, nah, I'm just trying to sell a spoon. So like, we used to go through this every time. Like, he trying to set what I'm supposed to buy. He's not selling a lot. We already know all of this. Now, it's your stuff. You can do what you do. But these are the rules Zoe used to set. So I used to hate dealing with him for this reason right here. You know what I mean? I done been in the pod with him almost a year and a half, 2 years. And this is how he acts. So I'm just like, man, all right, man, let me buy the spoon. So I didn't want to buy it. I want to buy it. Then he'll be like, yo, look, I want all food too. I'll be like, all food? So you want $25 in food? He'll be like, yeah, because I ain't got no food. Yeah, so he all lit. I'm like, all right, man. So I'm like, man, why you ain't never trying to sell and you ain't trying to get no money? I know a dude that's trying to do this and do that. He like, nah, this my personal right here. I ain't worrying about no money. I ain't worrying about no money, Weezy, man. That money don't impress me. So like that was me and his friendship. Like we used to go through that when he would do that and that was it. Or he would come by for me and I would definitely not put him through none of this madness he be putting me through, y'all. So boom. So I play it cool, man. I told y'all I'm playing it cool. I got a lot going on right now. I can't afford to do nothing really crazy at this particular moment. So I would go through that with him and just be like, when I get mine, it's payback time. Like that's just how I go. So me and him working on a night shift, you know what I mean? We used to always be out there. So his celly would try to sneak out and my celly would try to sneak out sometime and they'll be playing chess. They were chess players. They'll be playing chess while we out there running around, building them pod to pod, going anywhere we want to before it's time for count time. So I can remember, man, it was this lady that we used to see her when we go downstairs, like we upstairs in 3D. Now, when we go downstairs and try to go to the hole and work or whatever, it was this one black lady that used to always work the night shift. Now, she would do doubles and end up working the morning shift sometimes. And that's how we was kind of familiar with her, because when she do the double, she will leave the booth and then come work our floor for 6 hours and get off at 12, I think, or something like that. But she would do double time and come to our pod. But we gonna call this lady, man, C.O. Sims, man. We gonna call her Miss Sims, man. Now, Miss Sims was cool though. She was cool. I give it to her. Like, I would get down there, and then Zoe would get down there. Then Zoe would be like, "Yo, I'm going to A pod." I'm like, "I gotta do something to B pod." And we'll get to the button. We'll hit the button, and she'd be like, "Where y'all going at?" I'm like, "Man, I gotta go clean up. I gotta get something out of the closet over in B pod." And Zoe be like, "I gotta do something over in A pod." She's like, "How both of y'all gotta go to different spots?" And she's always be laughing about it. Next thing you know, open sesame on both of the doors. I'm going this way, he going that way. You know what I mean? We running around, dropping stuff off, dude. We moving like psychos in the hole. So she would let us rock like that. So like, I done seen it a couple times, like, you know what I mean? Like when I'm moving around, like in the hole and stuff, like I have seen her kind of like watching me. You know what I mean? Like I have always seen her watching me. Now I'm at the point now where I really don't be hollering at chicks. Like y'all know how it go. Like my luck ain't never been good with hollering at female COs. But like I'm not at that point. But I would always say if someone would actually act like they you know what I mean, flatter with me, then that's when I would turn the volume up a little bit. But like I would have to wait for that. It'd have to be that. But I would always see her watching me. Now, dudes used to try to be the number one. Dudes would try to do that with her, man. Try to knock her toboggan off. And I have seen her send dudes to the hole. And when you're in the hole and you're doing that, I seen her write dudes up. I seen her do that while I was working before. So like, she wasn't with none of that activity. But for the most part, she had like she was short with a big booty. I ain't even gonna lie, like she was really short, like super chubby a little bit, but she had a badoom-da-doom, man. Like that joint was huge, and like you will only see it when she come and do the double, you know what I mean? Cause she be in that booth the whole time downstairs in the hole. So like, she will always watch me. I always see her watch me. So sometimes when me and bro be dipping out from doing what we doing, I would look up and see Zoe hollering at her. Zoe be talking to her. You know what I mean? He'll be like this, standing in front of the booth, and he be talking to her, and she be at the bars all happy, and I'll come from the other joint, be like, and I'll hit the button, and she'll see me, and I'll be like, "Yo, let me out. And then she'll dip from Zoe, but I'll be seeing bro spitting his shot. While I'm upstairs on the other side, I can see him right over the booth. He's shooting a shot at her. You know what I mean? So the next day, she ended up doing a double. She ended up doing a double and working 3D. So she come upstairs to 3D. She's working the floor. So as soon as she come through working the floor, she come through. That's how that jump look when she walking. I promise you, that jump. She come through doing her rounds, checking those doors, locking the doors. Man, that jump is like she walking around that jump. Everybody in the jump. But like I say, she's a flight risk, because she will mess around and write you up for that. Messing around trying to do that number one, trying to do that, she'll send you to the bing. So dudes was careful. Dudes with lust would still be careful. So after she finished her rounds, you would see Zoe spitting at her. You know what I mean? I would never get in bro way. I'm just telling y'all that I saw her watching me a lot of times. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm locked up. I'm watching everything. Y'all know how nosy I am. I will always see her watching me, man. So like, I just always kept that in my mind. But like, every time she would do a double, you would see Zoe spitting at her, man. So like, you know, Zoe putting his being in. Like, I ain't gonna be the dude that's in his way, acting all thirsty. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stay clear from let him do what he gotta do. You know what I mean? So Zoe doing him. He's spitting at her the whole time she at work. You know what I mean? By the time she dipped, we'll see her again on a night shift. So this time we was on a night shift, man. Like, for real, man, it was crazy, man, because like I could see slightly how sneaky Zoe was moving. You know what I mean? I could see how slightly Zoe was moving. Like, he was moving kind of like he was up to something. I picked it, because usually when he come out, he'll see me, we'll start talking. Me and him will kick it. Like, what you about to do? I'll tell him he'll tell me what he about to do. Either way, we'll have a conversation with each other. You know what I mean? That's what we'll do every time. This time around, when she's working a night shift, like we about to get ready to go downstairs, but he just moving different. He acting quiet. He acting like he ain't really got no kick it. He's really acting unusual, and I'm pinning the whole thing. So I ain't say nothing. You know what I mean? I just kept my little same routine. You know what I mean? So when we come out, they was like, "Look, all right, when you going to work at White?" I was like, "I gotta shoot downstairs to the A pod." You know what I mean? They asked Zoe. Zoe was like, "Yeah, I gotta go downstairs too." And then there was another old head that be working with us, man. We gonna call him Lee. Now Lee was like, "Yo, I gotta go whatever. I'll go whatever. It don't matter. I gotta go clean the flood up in B pod." So he was trying to volunteer to go clean up the flood in B pod. So he was going there. Me and Zoe was going to A pod. So I seen I saw Zoe out my parental when I told the CO I was going to A pod. A pod. So he kind of looked like, You know what I mean? Not like crazy, but it's me. You know what I mean? So when we going down the steps, I look. Miss Sims is working the floor, this is very unusual right here, y'all. Because I'm telling you, man, like her like she be in the booth, like she be in the booth when she working downstairs, and she's in the booth, and to see her on the floor was shocking. It was a shocker. You know what I mean? So I see it, I pin it. I ain't gonna lie, I pinned the joint. I'm like, I slide off. You know what I mean? When I slide off, I'm standing like by the closet area, kind of like in A pod. He's in A pod, but she's in the office. He's in the office talking to her. Now, the dude that's working the booth, because the dude usually worked the booth, but now she switched and got him working, and she's on the floor. So the dude that worked the booth came to the joint. He was like, hey, White. I'm like, yo. He was like, hey, look, man, can you help Lee over here? He need help with the flood, man. He said, man, I'm gonna get the tools for you, man. You just push it down the drain for me, man. Dude in cell 9 flooding, man. I done cut his water off, da 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 da. So I'm like, all right, I'll clean it up, you know what I mean? So when I walked in, I seen Lee. So Lee was like, man, you gonna help me? I'm like, yeah. So I put them, they got these boots you can put on, like the tall, like tall plastic boots. You put those jumps on, and they for floods, you know what I mean? Like you cleaning up the flood, for you don't gotta step in there with your shoes, you know what I mean? So they got like this little squeegee joint, you pushing it into the little, whatever the little sewer hose is at in the pod. So that's what we doing. We cleaning the flood up like that, then we'll mop or whatever. But as we doing that, and we tag teaming the joint, my word, he was like, yo, look, man, this is my word. I gotta tell you something, man. I was like, what? He was like, man, Miss Sims, I think she feeling you, bro. I was like, what? Why you say that? He was like, cuz, man. He was like, man, I be seeing her, man. I know women. I be trying to holler at her. I was trying to holler at her one night. She had like, I was talking to her. I'm like this, talking to her nephew, and I'm talking to her. And because they be in the booth up there. He was like, I'm talking to her. He said, I looked up at her eyeball. She was like this when you was moving around. I said, man, she probably was watching to make sure I ain't do nothing wrong, man. He was like, no, I'm telling you. I said, nah, bro, that's a soul jump, bro. He was like, man, it's overwhelming. He was like, it's overwhelming, man. I mean, he might get her, but he welling, man. I'm telling you, like, she like, I'm telling you. He was like, ask her. When she come, he said, she gonna come over here. He said, Zoe ain't gonna come with her. He said, watch, when she come over here, I'm gonna ask her. I'm like, nah, don't do it. He was like, nah, forget that, nephew. See, Unc was cool, Lee was cool, like, but he rock with me. He know I'm about that package. He know I'm about the business because I'm doing it in the pod already. So it was like he was promoting this because he already know what time it is. I'm gonna get to that bag, y'all. So boom. So he already knew the count. So I'm like, nah, I'm jumping like, nah. So as you hear that, you hear the slide open. It's her. I look, I see Zoe running up the steps. So going back to the pod, he running up the steps, I guess. She coming and jump, moving all fast. That jump, she walking, that jump, she jump shaking everywhere. He stopped. Lee was like, hey, Sims, come here right quick. She said, I'm not stepping in that water. What you want? He was like, he went splashing over there with his boots. He was like, hey, look, I told White, you like him. She was like, what? He was like, I seen him when he said that. My word, face was like, what? Like, she ain't stopping. She was like blush. It was like a blush. She was like, what? He was like, I told White you like him. He think I'm lying, though. She was like, White, don't believe him. And she just kept doing rounds and checking. I was like, when she came around and when she got around to where I was at and I was on the side of the jump, she walked by me and she looked at me. I just watched her. I was like, she ain't even know I terminated her out of that booty. I was like, size her up crazy. She was like, she was walking by checking the door. She was like, she looked back at me. I'm sizing her up. I'm like this. You better stop playing the sounds, man. Like, I don't know, but I'm gonna claim what's mine, goddammit. You wildin'. So I ain't that thirsty, or I ain't push and like try to spit at her. Like, I just kept it like, I ain't know she kind of like, you know what I mean? Was cool like that. So she finished her round. We finished cleaning up. When we finished cleaning up, still no sign of Zoe. Still no sign of Zoe. So we finished cleaning up. She helped us put this stuff back in the closet. Old head slid. You know what I mean? Old head slid is kind of just me and her. So not really trying to, you know what I mean, step on bro toes, but I just really had to know. And I just asked her straight up. You know what I mean? Because like, I'm the type, y'all, like around this, like I can afford to, if she talking some business, then I can spend some money with you. Like, I am getting the package. I got $800-900 to mess up if I wanted to. If you want to move for some bread, like it's just the word of mouth, and I can make it happen. So like I was already prepared for a situation like this, but now that it's right there in my grasp and I see it, I'm like, I'm gonna say something without trying to step on bro toes though. I was like, man, forget that. So we walking back towards the slider. You know what I mean? Dudes in a whole loud noise everywhere. We walking back. We get out the salad port. Let the dude let us out. We walk out. We get out the salad port. I said, look, Miss Sam. She was like, what, why? I said, look. I said, man, I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes or nothing, man. I was like, but if you like me, like, you know what I mean? Like, what we waiting for? I was like, look, then for one, I ain't gonna be the type of dude who gonna be always in your face. That's not what I want you for. She was like, that's not what you want me for. Then what you want me for then? I was like, for real, to be honest with you, business. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at her, I'm looking at her eyes, and I'm just being honest. I didn't know this was gonna hold an effect. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest with her. And she's like, what you look? I was like, for business. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do business. Like, I was like, yeah, you sexy and everything. And I was like, that's a bonus. I was like, but I'm trying to do business. I was like, I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes though. She was like, why you ain't been say nothing? I was like, what? She was like, why you ain't been say nothing? I was like, what you want me to say? I said, I didn't know I was supposed to say something, man. Like, you know, I just be playing my position, man. I'm not one of them type of dudes that be all in y'all face like that. I don't do that. She was like, I know. She was like, but I just thought you ain't want to mess with me. I just thought you ain't want to talk to me. I always be watching you. I think you cute. I be looking at you, everything. Like, I like how you move. Like, you just different. You and your roommate. I'm like, well, why you ain't never say nothing? She was like, because I'm a CO. I'm like, damn, that do make sense. And I'm like, yo, man, listen, like, I mean, what's good though? Like, you saying like, why ain't this? I'm saying something now. She was like, because she was like, Zoe, my baby, like, I don't want to do them. Not two people in the same pod. Like I mess with him. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, so after everything of you feeling me, like, y'all can call this hate. I ain't really hate, but I did say this though. I was like, after everything we just talked about, how Lee told me he was feeling me, because I didn't know he was feeling me. I said, after Lee told me he was feeling me, you, like, I'm telling you I'm feeling you. Like, you already know how I move. You trying to tell me you choose bro over me? She was like, I pick him white. I pick him white. I can't be around here with a bunch of boyfriends. And I'm like, that's crazy, man. She was like, come on, let's go back upstairs. So I'm like, so we going back up the steps. I'm like, I'm walking slow. She's like, boing, 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 boing. I'm like, I'm just looking. She's like, come on. She looked back. She was like, come on, white. I'm like, all right, wait for me. I come up the steps. When I get close to her, I say, fire! I smack the hell out of that booty, y'all. So boom. You nuts. I smacked that ass. I had to. She was like, that junk vibrated like an earthquake. That junk was like, I was like, tidal wave that booty. I'm like, man, that's it. She was like, why, you better stop. I'm like, I'm chilling, man. Went back up the stairs. I was like, no, I rock with Zodo. I was like, look, I ain't, you know what I mean? I was like, you pick, bro. And that's what it is. Like, I ain't getting away with that stuff, man. I understand. Trust me, man. I understand. And I'm the type of dude, like, I ain't gonna be on no hate and stuff like that, because I rock with bro. She was like, yeah, I gave him a chance. I just hope he don't fumble the ball. White. So those were her last words. And we went in the pod, y'all. So boom. I get in the pod. Walk in the joint, Zoe's nowhere to be found. I look in Zoe's cell, the cut is on blast. I'm like, hey, you got the cut up. I go up the steps, see the cut. I'm like, damn, you got the cut up. I go back in the cell. And I couldn't stop thinking that why I ain't do nothing before this guy, man. Like, my luck be so good with everything else except getting to my own police. Like, I never had, maybe God was looking out for me, because I would have got my own police. Maybe I'd have went down like everybody else, man. I don't know, man. But it was like, for some reason, I could never get my own roller, man. Like, it always is something. It's always somebody. It's always something, man, basically, man. So I went upstairs and I just was thinking about it, man. Like, this is crazy right here, man. Like, I never get an opportunity to, man, to make a play with the roller game. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it is what it is, man. So I tell my roommate, he was like, that's your fault. He's like, you don't be talking to no lady. You don't be talking to no COs, though. I was like, bro, I been told you I don't, bro. I was like, I'm not trying to be the thirsty dude, bro. I was like, I've never been thirsty, bro, when it come to women, bro. Even as a young dude, I just let it come. I let it come in my direction. So he like, yeah, but these dudes in here, like, they force the issue. And forcing the issue gets you where you want to be like Zoe. So you ain't forced the issue, so you can't be mad. I'm like, you right, I ain't mad. Like, I'm just telling you how I go. He was like, but saying though, like, sometimes your turn come, you know what I mean? Like, you just gotta be patient, your turn to come, you know what I mean? I'm like, bro, I ain't tripping, bro. I was like, that junk was wild that she was feeling me though, you know what I mean? So he was like, yeah, bro, you good. So we laid it down. We woke up the next morning. So when we get up the next morning, I look up, I see Zoe. Zoe got the big happy Kool-Aid smile on his face. He just looking like he looking like he been up already. We going to breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning. Usually, dudes is getting up looking tired. Sometimes 6 in the morning. Dudes is still looking tired, cold in their eyes, don't want to talk like that. Zoe at the front door looking like he trying to be the top 3 to get out. He like this. He looking like he been up. He like, don't open up breakfast. Everybody leave out. Zoe dip out. My word, Zoe dip out, man. We going to breakfast. By the time I walk in the child hall, I look. I see him talking to a couple dudes, you know what I mean? I see him hollering at this dude, that dude. Dude in the pod tell me, say, yo, Zoe got the la-la. I was like, for real? Like, yeah, Zoe got the la-la, man. Zoe got that la-la. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy, man. He like, yeah. I'm like, man, I'm about to holler at bro, because I didn't have no la-la. You know what I mean? It was la-la around. But if Zoe got a la-la, I know I can go holler at Zoe. So I ain't say nothing to him while we was in the cafeteria. It wasn't no need to. I ain't gonna say nothing. You know what I mean? We in the cafeteria. I ain't gonna say nothing to him. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm gonna chill for a minute. So we get back to the pod. When we get back to the pod, I was like, man, I'm trying to get something to blow, man. I pulled up to him. I was like, yo, hey, Zoe. You finally finished talking to some dudes. I was like, hey, what's up, man? I he was like, what's up, Weezy? I'm like, what's good, bro? You got that la-la. He was like, and you know it. He was like, you know I got it. I was like, what's up there? What's good? He was like, what you trying to get? I said, man, don't do me like when you go to the visit room and get your little petty little Vic. When you come back with the little eighth shot, man, you talking about you ain't selling this or that. I said, bro, what's up? What can I get? He was like, what you trying to spend? I was like, I'm trying to spend some money. I was like, I got 100. He was like, you got 100? I'm like, yeah. He was like, I need that too. He was like, I need that too. I was like, what you need it for? He was like, man, don't say nothing, man. I was like, what? He was like, man, you know, Miss Sims Miss Sims brought me this last night. She brought me, that's why I was moving like that. And we went out, when we went to go work, that's why I was moving like that. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I just wanted to go complete the mission. I was like, Miss Sam's bringing it back, bro. He was like, yeah. I said, so how much you get? He was like, she ain't give me nothing but a halftime, you know, but it be the blank. I got a bunch of la-la Weezy. I'm like, man, that's what's up there, man. Like, make your money, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm pretty sure you gotta wet her beak. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure my baby's straight. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure my baby's straight, you know what I mean? So I went on and spent $1 with him, you know what I mean? I spent $1 with him and I lost track. Now, sometimes these CEOs will have 2-3 days off, like they'll have their little break, then they'll come back. So I guess she timed it to bring him that pack and then had these little 3 days off, you know what I mean? Like basically giving him some time, you know what I mean? So bro was in the joint, bro got the whole pod lit, you know what I mean? I gotta give him his props. He ended up striking with the la-la at a particular time when there's no la-la. So he got the whole pod lit, the whole pod buying. The people in the hole is lit. Everybody's messing with the la-la. Everybody is lit. So he doing his thing. You know what I mean? I'm assuming he's doing his thing. So 2 days go by. Goddamn. Next thing you know, on the 3rd day, I guess when Miss Sim was supposed to come back, bro pull up on me. He was like, man, Weezy, let me holler at you. I'm like, what's up? He like, hey, look, you got another 100? I was like, nah, why, what's up? He like, man, because you got another 100. He was like, man, like, I'll give you a quarter, Weezy. I was like, for $100? He was like, not right now. He was like, the next time though, like, it's gonna be the next time. Like, I can't tell you the exact date, but if you give me another 100, you locked in for 100. You know I ain't going nowhere. I can't go nowhere. I'm like, 100. I was like, $100, huh? I said, you sure, man? I said, who I gotta get $100 to? He was like, look, just get your peoples to Western Union and Miss Sims. I'm gonna give you her name, all that shit. So I'm like, man, bro, wow, man. I'm like, damn, like, I was like, I had to ask. I was like, bro, listen, bro, you ain't make no money, bro. Like, he was like, man, out partying, Weezy, man. I ain't gonna lie. That $100 you gave me, bro, like, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I bought some wine with that shit, Weezy, man. Like, fuck that. You was the only play I made. Shit, I've been selling a little commissary and shit, getting my box right, looking out for niggas and shit. Goddamn. Goddamn, I was supposed to give her 300. I told her I was gonna give her 300 when she come back. I ain't even got it, Weezy. I'm like, so what the fuck $100 gonna do? He was like, she'll take 100. She'll take 100. She ain't gonna trip. That's my bitch. She ain't gonna trip. So I'm like, all right, man. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna do it, bro. I was like, look, I'm gonna do it, bro. I was like, man, but look though, bro, I own my shit though, Zoe, man. I ain't joking, man. Like, I was like, you know, we cool, bro, but like this in the blind. I said, if something go wrong, you know, you gotta straighten that, right? He was like, yeah, I'm gonna straighten it. I'm gonna straighten it, bro. I'm gonna straighten it, bro. You already know. I'm letting you know, bro, like, real talk, man. Like, I need my $100, bro. I was like, all right, go get the information. So he went to the table, the Scrabble board dudes was at, he grabbed a pen, and he wrote down the information. He gave it to me, and that's when I seen her first name, last name. I seen all of that. You know what I mean? So I get on the phone and tell my people to go take care of this. You know what I mean? So my people take care of the business. So by the time she get to work, my people's already got the 8 digits. I want to say Western Union was 8 digits or 10 digits back then. I can't remember. 6 digits. It might be the 6 digits. Don't get me to lie. But they got the jumps for me. You know what I mean? So I pull up on bro. I'm like, yo, I got that joint. He was like, yeah, all right, look, I'm going to get it for you when we come out tonight. You know what I mean? I guess that's when she comes. She come back on the night shift. So she come back tonight on the night shift game. My word, bro couldn't wait. Bro came to my cell immediately, grabbed a jump from me. I get him the numbers. You know what I mean? Give him the information. He dipped. He get downstairs before me, so I guess he see her before me. So now the person that done this was my brother. Now my brother, you know what I mean? You know his name will be White on the joint. His name, he gonna have the name White. She called me White. So like, I don't know if she's putting 2 and 2 together, or I don't know. Like as I rewind the tape back and think about it, I'm thinking she did. So bro go down there and pay her. You know what I mean? Now he short the bread because he's supposed to give her a tray ball. He give her $1. You know what I mean? So I don't even go like I'm following him, like I'm trying to be in his business, like I'm putting pressure on him. I know he don't got the la now, but I already know he gonna pay me though because he really can't leave. He can't leave a lady. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I ain't sweating, bro. I went next door and worked in 3C. And then while I'm in 3C, my word, the CO and upstairs that was in our booth, because the lady in our booth, she works 3D and she can see 3D and 3C. 3C is the Bing. I'm in 3C working. The lady called me to the booth. She said, White, the booth officer said she needs you downstairs for something. I'm like, she need me downstairs for something. I'm like, for what? You like, man, she said she needs you, bro. I'm like, oh, man. So I ain't even thinking, y'all go down the steps. I'm like, man, what's going on, man? Going down the joint. I get to the joint. I only can see her sitting in the chair from the back. So I gotta go in one of these pods to be able to look her in her eyes and talk to her and see what she want. I gotta go in one of these pods to talk to her. So I walk in that pod. She was like, she came to the jump. She was like, she went and looked on the other side first. She was like, I seen her. She was like, she came back. She was like, hey, White, that was your peoples that gave them their $100. I was like, huh? She was like, was that your $100? I'm like, yeah. She was like, this motherfucker ain't even pay me everything he's supposed to have paid me. And then he get the $100 from you? Why the fuck you just gave it to him too? Because I saw the date on it. They just did it today. I'm like, why are you asking me all this? That's the type of face I have. She was like, she came back. She was like, he got one more time to mess up. And I ain't messing with him no more. I promise you, man. He don't know how to get no goddamn money.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.